Well, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage, welcome back to the Sportster. As you will have seen, she's alive. She's running, she's had a service, we've done the oil, the filters, the spark plugs, we put some fresh fuel in, we jump started her because the battery is dead, but we knew that. And she's running. So that's the good news, that's the good start. So what we're up to now is it's time to take off all of the cosmetic parts that are rusty, see what we've got underneath rust wise, and start getting it all sorted. We need to push with a screwdriver, apparently. It's a good start, can't even get the first tab off. It is just a little tab that bends up like that and allows you to pull this forward. A push and a pull. Jeez, is everything on this bike going to be this hard? Why can't I just put screws and nuts on stuff? Well, I guess it's less nuts to lose. There we go. There we go. A little bit crispy around the edges. I want to get these off. It will of course be Star Drive. Excellent. Star Drive. Of course it is. I wouldn't expect anything less. Shock. Unlock. It's good stuff, that is. Oh, good. So the first bolt looks like a drill off. Brilliant. So that's the first bolt we're on, and we can't get it off. And the second bolt we're on, and you can't get a spanner in there because the indicator's in the way. Brilliant. Yeah, that felt good. That's just a little bit of paint coming off there. Well, if we say all of the paint is coming off there. Oh, yes. Yes. Ouch. Let's see if it's this size. Up on the back here. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, people. So the problem we got here is that there's not enough space to get a spanner up underneath here, so this paint is coming off. So I think what we're going to have to do is jack the bike up a bit more, drop the rear wheel down. I think we should have a bit more access to get a spanner under there. I suppose these are things that you don't normally need to get off. Ah, you thought too soon. We want to get this. So here's the wires coming out from the indicators. So this one here with the white tape on to the white socket. This one here is the right hand side. This one that's all black and has got those wires, different colour wires coming out, these ones. And this other one also is the left. I'm guessing that's probably the number plate light, because the brake lights are integrated into the indicators on this bike. There's no rear light, so I'm guessing it's all in there for our pleasure. It's a learning curve, this mechanics business. I'd love to answer the phone right now, but I'm a little bit busy. So I managed to get just enough slack on the indicator cables to give them a bit of leeway, to pull the bracket out just a little bit to find out why that bolt wasn't coming out. See, behind here, when you pull this bracket out, there's a nut, which is why it's just spinning away. So get a spanner on that, we should be able to pull it out. I mean, why would you do that? Why just not bolt it to itself? I don't know. But there you go. The nut is off. I'll actually get this one off the same way. Try and get this off to lift it to get the wiring out. You'll find out quite quickly that I am the master of losing the bits that I've been working with. Where's that gone? Here it is. Right then. So when you get to the other side, thinking I've got that sussed because I know exactly how that comes off. What you've got is the number plate holder is bolted onto the same thing as the indicator, and that's in the way of the nut. So now the only way to get that nut off on that side is either to take the wheel off, or what I'm going to do is drop the shocks off and jack it up so the wheel drops down, and that should give me enough clearance to get in there to get it off. Okay. Or maybe not. Hello?
What are you doing? Rosie? Come here, you're going to get changed. You're going to go get changed?
Oh, crikey. Jeez. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh. This is a mission. Yes. Wow. Harley, man. What are you like? Why don't you make things so they just about fit? Just about fit. Why not make it a little bit bigger so it just goes through? What is the point? Right then. That's the rear fender and the rear indicators off, and the little bracket pieces down the side. Might try and get this belt guard off now quickly while we're here, and then we might probably call it a day for today. Come back tomorrow and start on the rest of the bits. Bigger spanner, any spanner. But not them. Ah! 17, too big. 14, too small. Why is it the one that I haven't got? Oh! Mad. Can I have a 15-inch spanner, please? 16, 17, 13, 13. Why is it the one that's always missing? 19. Who's got my spanners? Do you know, sometimes I just feel like giving up. Don't tell me it's an 18. God's sake. Every spanner you could possibly want, one of which is going to fit. Is it this one? No. Is it this one?
No, that's too big. What's going on? Oh my God. Really? That's the bottom bolt out of the shop there. Can spin that out of the way. Really? Everything's got a nut on the back. Why? Why? Why has it got a nut on the back? Ow! You! You are a bitch, sir.
Right then, so that's those rather argumentative side pieces on. As you know, I'm not a mechanic, so we'll learn together as we go. So that's the side covers off, the belt guard has come off, we've got the rear fender off. And now I think what we're going to do is we're going to drop these Vance and Hines pipes off, which will give us access to all the stuff that's behind, just so that we can check out the rust situation, check out what needs to be resprayed. That should allow us to get access to get this foot peg off. I know a lot of you are going to be screaming at me, you should have just taken the rear wheel off. But I've kept the rear wheel on because I want to get the bike outside before we do any prep work, because it needs to be de-greased and washed down, because it's covered. The first thing I did when I got it in this garage was covered it in ACF 50. So we need to get all of that off really before we start cleaning it up and looking at any sort of paint prep. But let's get these pipes off. Hopefully be a lot more straightforward than the rest of the jobs we've done so far. But who knows? You can feel how crispy these screws are. Might need a bigger screwdriver on this one, because this one's not having it at all. These are the crispiest feeling worm drives I've bought. Front ones have got two parts there together. Actually, they don't look too bad. I'm quite pleased with that, if I'm honest. That's a really good result. So we've got these covers off. These are like Vance and Hines covers that go over the pipes. It's the nice chrome work. They're not actually too bad. But the pipes underneath are almost spotless. So they're as they should be for a bike that's, believe it or not, only done 3,500 miles. For a bike that's been dripped on for nearly 10 years, it's doing all right. Need longer fingers. Longer fingers. Oh, that's just a stop. There we go. Oh. Beautiful. Another piece of Vance and Hines excellence. It's just, yeah. Ta-da! Da-da-da-da-da! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da! So that's the pipes off, or the pipe covers at least. The pipes underneath look amazing, which is really good news, because really what we're trying to do is as much of this work ourselves and as much non-mechanical. As we know, the bike is running and it seems to be running well. It's just suffered from sitting under a drip for 9 years. So we're going to do as much cosmetic work as we can, because I think the innards of the bike are pretty good. It's just the external faces, if you like, So we're going to see what we can do with those. We've got some, I think we'll do this side first, the pipes and the swing arm on this side and the stuff that's on one side first, then move around to the other side, concentrating mostly on the rear of the bike because that's where most of the water damage is. Bit of work with some wire wool and a wire brush is going to do wonders on this bike, so stay with us and see what happens next. It's pretty good from just a quick light polish. This is a slightly different matter. These are much more pitted than that one was. 0000 wire wool, whatever that means. Little pads, and the idea is that the wire wool is softer than the chrome, so it doesn't damage the chrome. It just takes the rust off. So a little bit of wire wool and some WD-40 just for a couple of minutes has made an amazing difference on those pipes. So I think a little bit of hard work and a little bit of slow, persistent, just rubbing down, we might end up with quite good results. It's a shame that there's quite a few deep pits where I don't know whether we'll ever get that back to chrome, but we'll do our best, that's for certain, and we'll give it a good machine polish. I think my hands aren't strong enough maybe. But yeah, good start, positive. Continuing in the vein of taking things off, let's get this airbox off. Oh man, what is it with this Harley and these tools, man? This is crazy. What size is that? 4.215 mil. Too big. 5 is too big. 4 is too small. I've got every tool here you can think of, but not one that fits in that socket. This is crazy. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Come on, America. It's 2025. Every step of the way this bike is fighting me. Every step of the way. What do you think? I might just whip the air filter cover off. No, you won't. There you go. Maybe we'll leave that on there then. For now. No air filter change for you, missus. Yes! Success! Now, for the second time today, let's find that bolt that was down in here somewhere. So there you can see the Harley still fighting me every bolt of the way. But the pipes are off, the first side cover's off, and we're going to have a look now for the little bits and bobs we need to buy. Maybe some new nuts, some new washers for the exhaust, because they look a bit ropey. They seem to be working alright, but they look a bit ropey. So join us next time when we start to get to grips with stripping some paint, stripping some rust, and starting to have a look at the general condition of these parts we've got off, before we start thinking about sprucing it up, getting some paint on, and starting to get it back together. The sun's out, we haven't got much time.